and foremost, raise your hand if you saw the Foundation 5 and Service Staircase that were those two documents that have been uploaded to Foundation 5 and Tier 1 program. Who has seen those? Anybody seen them? Awesome. Okay, so if you haven't, go in, get them and print them, download them. Okay, if you don't want to, we're trying to make them fillable right now. So if you don't want to wait, just take the information and make your own document to make it that. Or what you can do is handwrite it and then take a picture and send it to me. But your first assignment this week, I know it's Thanksgiving, is to send me your Foundation 5 Tier 1. Now, you've got the whole week until next Monday. So I'm just saying, while you're partying it up and you're ice packing your neck and you're looking how cute your hair is and all that and running tech for other people's keynotes, I'm just saying, maybe searching for your glasses. I'm asking you to find the time to fill out your Foundation 5 and your Service Staircase. Now, Blenda already sent me hers, and I'm saying a shout out to Blenda because I know that was a huge thing for her and I'm super proud of her. And she just filled it out for herself. She just did a new document and just put the categories and just filled it out like that. So worry not, we will do a fillable version of it, but my sweet assistant has come on and she is in the throes of learning all the things. So I'm trying to be loving and helpful. Yes, Stacy.
Okay, so I'm just going to show you. This is the staircase, right? No.
Yep. Yes, that is a staircase, but that is not what should be uploaded. I will ask her to actually put it in the WhatsApp so you can see, but let me see. Well, I don't want to take the time to show you what it looks like, but
I'll go look again. I guess I was thinking of the staircase. And
is the staircase. It is this staircase, but so it is the staircase, but we did it different. I mean, it's the same. So let me but do you see I added on the bottom? Social media, opt-in, newsletter, value offer, everything. So it's easier. And then you can, and it's got the little bitty questions from the guidebook on it as well. So everything is on one page. And then we have a Foundation 5 document that I did not know that you ladies did not have access to or didn't have. So it's got those audience avatar, one big message, audience avatar, pain points, the 3 pain points, 3 ideal life, your value offer. It's on one sheet. So now you will have your Foundation 5, those things that you will fill out. And then you will have your staircase and you'll fill that out. And then you can print both of them and put them right by your laptop or in your office or whatever. So you're looking at it all the time. So my apologies. I thought that's what was happening. So my apologies. That's what should be happening. So every time you go to make a decision, you do a course, you do an opt-in, you think, oh, I wonder if I should do this branding. You are looking at your Foundation 5 and your staircase and you're saying, is it aligned? Is that going to move this forward instead of just throwing out kind of popcorn ideas, which are fine, but not helpful all the time. So does that make sense? So I will make sure I even double checked with Lauren that she had uploaded it into the Foundation 5 Tier 1. So let me just double check where she put that and make sure that it's in there. But if you're not seeing it, then that means she didn't put it into the program where I was thinking that she was going to put it in. And I will put it in the WhatsApp. I will do that this morning so that if you want to, you can forward it to yourself and just print it off for yourself from the WhatsApp. Does that make sense? And I will do that as soon as we are done here.
And Connie, I don't know who to talk to, but because it sounds like you're sending this through email as well.
No, we're doing it in WhatsApp and then in the program when you access the program.
Oh.
So that's where we try to keep everything for you, is in the program so that everyone can access it.
When you say in the program, that is when, like, you send it out each week and, just like what the plan is.
No, that's where you have your password. When you first came into the program, you should have had a password and you should have had the link to go into Funnel Breezy and then your password. So do you guys please tell me that you have that.
I have stuff. I'm going to just double check while we're talking to make sure that I am on the right page here with everybody.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me share screen and let me show you this. I will find out if you have not been given a link. That should have been an onboarding, that you got a link and a password. into Funnel Breezy for your own access into Foundation 5 Tier 1. So let me show you really quickly what the Foundation 5 sheet looks like. And then I will follow up on, here's the Foundation 5. Let me just share that quick so you know what this looks like. This is what the sheet will look like. Can you see that?
Okay.
And it has the pain points, one big thing, and then it gives you summary prompts below. Your one big message should include, this isn't the most updated one, sorry, but it's the first one that I could grab. Coach, speaker, guide, and who you reach and what they struggle with, what they will get with working with you, what's your one big message, and I give you an example. So that's just the prompts that remind you, now wait, what am I doing in my one big message? What's the pain points, blah, blah, blah. So just fill this out and then let me stop share and then I will show you. I don't know if we've got, I'm just grabbing this.
Hey, Connie, that one I have not seen because I just have you go into the original modules when I came in like that. And then
I just created that last week because I did not know that we did not have one. So if you haven't seen that one before, that's why.
okay.
So that one should be uploaded in the modules. And if it's
I just went in there and I didn't see it in the
you didn't
module.
see it. Okay.
There's a video,
will,
but unless I just overlooked it, I don't see it.
Nope. I know she said she uploaded it, but it may be that she put it in a different place, maybe in the bonus, but I explain where to go, but maybe not. So no worries. This sweet gal is learning her way around. I will make sure that that gets uploaded and I will also upload it to the WhatsApp. So if you go on WhatsApp, you should be able to send it to yourself. So if you go on the WhatsApp and you'll see if I upload the Foundation 5, the service staircase, and then you can click on a button that can forward it to yourself or print it or something like that. Let me look on here. So Foundation. Yeah, because if I do a document, yep, I can just upload the document and then you should be able to print it yourself from your phone. And that way you're not waiting around, but I will make sure that she gets that in there. And I'm working on a fillable one so that you don't have to worry about printing it or whatever, but you can look at what I've put and you can just create a document for yourself for right now, just so that you have something, but we'll make it fillable. Okay. Because that Foundation 5 and service staircase need to be your foundational companions that you have all the time. So how many of you have completed, even though it's not on that document, your Foundation 5? You've gone through and done your one big message, your pain points, your ideal life, your value offer, and you know what your one big thing is. Raise your hand if you have those 5 things done.
I do in different places. I need to fill that
So
out.
put it
that
into
it's all
one
there.
Okay. So Foundation 5, we have Reelene's got it. Is that right? Shannon, you've got it. Tina, you got it.
The thing is you said the one big offer.
It's the one big thing. That just means, do I want to be a speaker? Do I want to have a course? Like, what's the ultimate most transforming vehicle for these people to apply my message? And that you don't have it to have it created. You just have to have it chosen of, oh, that's going to be the ultimate one big thing for me.
Okay. Yeah, I have that.
Okay, great. So has everyone got that, Stacy? You got it in places so you can just gather it? Fantastic. So then on the service staircase, how many of you have gone through, and last week we talked about the service staircase. How many of you have had a chance to go through and just brainstorm, create a rough service staircase? Just raise your hand. Again, this isn't like a disc. This is just, okay. So Shannon, then if you need help with that, you can schedule a coaching call with me and we can go through that together, because generally speaking, you need that before you do your branding. It's best to have that, but don't worry about it. It's not a problem, because your branding, the biggest thing you need is that Foundation 5 on the branding. So I just want to make sure that you're solid on that. So I'm going to give you an assignment, if that's okay, for you to go on my scheduling link, and it's Connie Sokol. I'll put it right here, conniesokol.com/apply. That's also on a coaching page that Lauren's created that I thought we also had as well. And it's also on the weekly emails that you've had before, but that's my scheduling link, conniesokol.com/apply. And then you can go on and just schedule a deep dive with me. So I'll put that down and look for that. And we will go over your staircase and Foundation 5. So great job on getting that staircase. I would encourage you to just double check, look over that, and make sure that you feel like that's as good as it can be right now, right? It's not perfect, but it's as good as it can be right now. And then we can take a big breath and go, yay for us. We're rocking it. Now that we have our Foundation 5 and Service Staircase, and like I said, you can fill that out and send it to me by next Monday. If you can get it to me any earlier, I know it's Thanksgiving, be with your family, totally focus, get in that turkey coma, no stress. But Saturday, maybe Saturday morning, where everyone is still in their beds with sugar plums dancing in their heads, maybe you'll just review that and just have a moment of clarity and say, yep, I think it's good. And then you're welcome. You can text it to me. You can email it to me, whatever's easiest for you. You can bedazzle it. Yeah, I was trying to think, what's it called? Bejewel, bedazzle. You can bedazzle it and send it to me too, whatever you want to do. All right, now that we have that idea, what I would like to do is we're going to start on our story brand section. How many of you have read the book, Build Your Story Brand? Tina, just Tina, and then Raylene. Okay.
I've started.
Okay. How many
I started and then set it down. So I probably read 2 chapters, honestly. It's sitting right here. I got it right in front of me.
I was going to say, you should have all received a copy of Build Your Story Brand. Everyone got their copy? Sweet. Okay, as we go through it, we're going to go through it quickly. So you got the book that you can go more in depth, and especially on the chapters that you're like, I don't know exactly about that. But having a working knowledge of Build Your Story Brand is a really important thing. There'll always be like amazing new ways to do stuff, and there'll be iterations and all of that. And I'm excited for what the next iteration will be. But to this date, Story Brand is the simplest, most successful way to get that message out. It's easiest for us, and it's easiest for people trying to understand what you do. So you really, in my opinion, you really can't go wrong doing the Story Brand method. So that is our encouragement. Doesn't mean you have to. It just means that's what we work with, and that's what Tasha works with, because it works. So for your homework, I am asking you to read 1 chapter or listen to it, 1 chapter of Story Brand. And it actually goes pretty darn fast. It's very easy read. And you probably found that if you've already read that. So just so you know, and I know you're like, okay, what? This is Thanksgiving. Wait, did you not hear yourself? But I would just encourage you to pick a chapter that you feel like is a trouble spot for you in that Foundation 5 and that staircase. So it goes through the journey of who's your character, which is your client, your customer, who are they, what do they need, what do they want? And then you go to, they have a problem, and then you got a solution you're going to give them. And it's basically, I did not know many moons ago when I created the Foundation 5, it actually follows this Story Brand, which makes me super happy. You just have to have that one moment where you go, ha, success. Okay, moving on. So today I want to build on that. So choose any chapter that looks appealing to you, or that you feel like, oh, I'm struggling with that. I want to get some ideas. And I promise you, it's very motivating and exciting as you read this stuff. So maybe it's just, late at night, or they're watching the same movie you watched over and over, and you're just going to read a little bit of that chapter. Feel free, something that you feel like I'm moving forward. If not, Monday morning, that's what you could do. All right. Those are the 2 things. Let's go. I'm going to share screen with, let me get on the page so that it goes right to it. So I want to share this Story Brand. This thing was a really great tool, in my opinion. And so I want to have us work through this today, so you feel like you can get something a little bit more solid. Let me get on this, and let me go back to share screen. Nice to me. Love me, adore me. Okay. And share screen, and please work. Yay. All right. Tell me if you see it. It should say before your brand and after your brand. Got it? Yay. All right. I love that. Okay. Please just bring your notebook, piece of paper, whatever, and you don't have to draw this chart. You can just write the sentence, and we're going to take it a sentence at a time. Okay. So first and foremost, we're going to start with, and I'm going to, so that we don't skip ahead. I want you to think about, before your message, before your brand, before you're giving them what you are offering them, I want you to think about, what is their life like before that? What is it like right now before they're going to get your message? So think about your message, and what are they going to get before? So as you're thinking about that, I want to go through each person. I want you to share your one big message to the best of your ability. Who's going to go first and just give us the sentence?
I can. I guess I'm off mute here.
Okay, Stacy, go right ahead.
Okay, I work with LDS women who are considering remarriage, develop tools to blend families, and feel secure within their decision to remarry.
Love. Okay, I love. And I think I know you've been working on that to make it a little bit more like flow, but I love that. It's very specific about what you're going to do. Who's next?
I can go.
Raylene.
I mentor mothers of faith with teens needing addiction recovery and help them find hope, support, and resources to heal themselves and their families.
Oh my gosh, like mic drop. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Oh baby. So good. Who's next? Shannon.
So, okay. So I have a shortened version and the full thing. I'm just going to read you the full thing so you hear it all. I teach LDS moms with a difficult daughter relationship seeking tools of love, healing, and hope to discover acceptance, confidence, and connection through speaking and Christ-centered retreats.
Ooh, that tells me exactly what that is. Yeah.
That's good.
Nice. Okay, what's the short version?
Okay. I teach LDS moms with difficult daughter relationships to discover acceptance, confidence, and connection. Sorry, I thought I was going to say more than that, so I felt like
You're totally fine.
But that's it.
I would still add on through the Christ-centered retreats. I would still
Okay.
add that on, but that's my personal feel. Ladies, what's your thoughts? I would still add that on because that filters your audience. As soon as they hear Christ-centered retreats, I'm telling you what, if I've got my daughter and I'm having a difficult time, I'm like, it's on because it's a Christ-centered retreat and I want that, not wonkiness. Nice
Okay.
job. Tina.
I help women heal from trauma and self-doubt so they can feel calm, confident, and trust their divine discernment.
Oh, you guys, isn't the world just a better place just hearing those? This is what you're putting your time and energy and focus on, and angels are attending and gathering as your divine team and helping you move it forward. Wow. I can only imagine how happy Heavenly Father is to know that each one of you, that's your focus besides your family. That's your focus on the daily. Like, wow, ladies, I hope you can feel that. Good gracious, that's amazing. Okay, so let's go through these different, yes, Stacy.
I was just going to say, I kind of have a different title, and I was just going to throw it out there because I'm wanting more help.
Yes.
So any help, all of you ladies. I just made kind of a title, and I have been looking at finding hope in remarriage, second chance success.
Oh, I love. Ladies, what's your thoughts?
Yeah.
Will you say it again, Stacy?
Yeah. Finding hope in remarriage, and then kind of the tag on second chance success.
Love.
Do you?
Love that. And you've got success is a good power word, and you've got hope. That's a good power word. And second chance success is a great alliteration to someone to remember that. Oh, she does these things on second chance success. Love.
Okay.
Now, when you do a keynote, you may need to do like 3 tools to second chance success or something like that, because headlines and keynotes love something like 3 tools, 3 steps, 3 keys. Like they like that specificity, and it makes it that people are like, oh, I want to go to that because it's going to have 3 tools or 3 things that I'm going to learn.
Okay.
Love.
I also have a question kind of along that same line. From the very beginning of this, I always had my inspiration through all of my struggles was the mothers of the stripling warriors. And so I just always had this warrior mother vision in my head, and all my ideas for branding, it was all around that. But in the last probably 6 months, I feel like Heavenly Father's turning me more to the focus of like just yoking with him. And just like I keep having like this vision of like a yoke and all these ideas for branding, for my journal, for everything. And even my husband, when I told him that, he's like, yes, he's like, that is it, because that's like our story, his story,
Yes.
growing up story. Anyway, so I was trying to, I don't feel like I want to mess with my one big message to put that in there. Unless you guys can come up with a brilliant way to put the yoke in there somehow. But for a tagline, like for social media or something like that, I love the idea of yoking with him through addiction, or I don't know, something like that. So if
Yes.
you have any ideas that way, I just am trying to figure out how to tie it in so it doesn't feel separate, that it's like
Yes.
still one cohesive message.
Now you could add that yoke into your branding in your logo, right? And it doesn't have to look like a yoke, right?
Right.
It could look like something like that. And it's just kind of that representation of it. And you could make that subtitle Yoking with Christ to Thrive Through Addiction or something like that, right? Something that's just that subtitle. So I love that. And maybe if you want to put some examples on WhatsApp this week or sometime, then people can kind of weigh in it and throw out some ideas and say, well, have you thought about this one or that one? I'll also put in the headline checker. It's called a headline analyzer. I can't remember the first one. It starts with an A and the other one is co-schedule, but I'll put those in the WhatsApp and then you can try your title and it gives you a percentage, right? It shows you the percentage of success and it gives you suggestions down below, add more power words, add this, or take this out or whatever.
Oh, cool. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do that. You betcha. Love those questions. Any other questions, you just let me know because you can do this on your own. It's in the Story Brand book, but I wanted to get you started on this today. So let's take just 1 minute at a time. And I want you to write down before your brand, what do they have? What do they have in their lives? And you can just write buzzwords that kind of snapshot it. You don't have to make like big, long sentences. And you can add in emotionally, physically. What do they have? They have problems. They have a struggling teen. They have questions about addiction and resources. And then go to after your brand. What do they have? Do they have those resources? Do they have a mentor? Do they have a 3-step plan? Do they have a masterclass they can go to? Do they have a keynote that they can be led to that gives them more information or tools? And then you can go with the intrinsic. Do they have more peace, clarity, a roadmap? Hey, we're just going to get some things down. So I'm going to scooch. The more that you can be specific on this, the more it will trigger ideas in a good way of how you can best use your opt-in or what good opt-in you want to create, something that would give them a resource, something that would give them a tangible tool. Okay, next thing, what are they feeling before and after your brand? What are they feeling? And try to be as descriptive in those words as possible. Stress, anxiety, worry, confusion. And then how are they feeling after your message, your product, your service? Hey, kind of got some. Okay, let's go to the third one. What is an average day like for them before your brand and after your brand? What is an average day like? And then after. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, let's go to the last one. What is their status? So that means, like, do they feel like they're successful? Do they feel like they're credible? Do they feel like they have a purpose? Do they feel like they have something they can hold on to, something they do well? Status is usually along the lines of financial, credible, educational, professional. When people are looking for a product or service, they usually want to increase in their wealth or increase in their professional status or increase in their learning, their understanding. What is their status? Okay, do we have a good amount? You want to give me a thumbs up, middle, or thumbs down? Mid, that's okay. We're going to share a couple and then we can have a little discussion here because again, like I said, I know I've got a 12 o'clock, but I want to make sure people had stuff written down so that you have something to work with from this. Was there a line on that? Was there one that you felt like was more of a struggle that you weren't quite sure what they might, might struggle with beforehand?
I felt like my first two, I said similar things, although they're different. So when I first wrote the first one, the thought that came to me was identity crisis.
Mm.
And that felt like lack of confidence, like, don't have a sense of purpose. Then in the what are they feeling? That's where it's like,
And that's okay. They
Yeah.
can still be some of the same, but when you think about what they have, what do they have? They don't have communication with their child, right? If you're talking about mother-daughter, they don't
Yeah.
have good communication. They have a struggle in being able to create connection with each other. They have maybe a struggle of finding time to be with each other or wanting to be with each other. Like what do they have in their life? So it's not necessarily so much of the feeling, but what's kind of the problems that they have?
Okay. And that's for the first one.
That's that first one. But they
Okay.
they will cross over a bit because like, well, they have problems with self-confidence, right? They have low self-confidence, and that's also something they're feeling. But maybe on the feeling, it's like they're feeling disconnection. They're feeling the mom's feeling sad or scared that she's not going to be able to have a relationship with her child, and that it's going to be irreparable.
Okay. So good.
So it's kind of more. For me, I'd go more with the problems on the have and what the situation looks like. And then I'd be more like the feeling I'm scared, I'm confused, I'm unclear of how I can solve this. Now, as you probably recognize, hopefully that was helpful, as you probably recognize, these are helping you identify the pain points and the ideal life. They're helping you get words that will help you to put those words on social media or in your opt-ins that people will be able to resonate with and go, oh, that's how I feel. I feel really scared that I'm not going to have a good relationship with my daughter, or that she's going to do something drastic because she's so disconnected, right? So if someone reads your post, you're going to put some of these words in and they're going to be like, that's me. That's me. What does she have? Anybody else want to share one that maybe they struggle with, we can help you with?
I'll always take any kind of input.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it would be beforehand and then after, like what your average day, like what they would get, right?
What their day looks like on an average day.
Okay, and these are okay. This is one thing I need to decide, and I am really kind of focused in on women who are not remarried yet, but they could, I mean, I think I'll definitely get ones that are remarried and like, oh my gosh, I'm here, now what? So, but just beforehand, it might be, I mean, what they might be feeling. Is that right? Right?
If
So
it's, well, which one is it, feeling or the day?
Oh, beforehand. Oh, I mixed my feelings and some of the things that they might not be, that they might be dealing with, I guess. So let me jump down here.
Okay.
Let me get it right here. Things that they would be dealing with right now is alone in their journey, lack of tools, lack of perspective in blending a family, just I kind of put a whole bunch, I don't know.
So if you can go
Okay.
back to those questions and just ask those questions, it will help you kind of narrow down those things like lack of tools. Okay, well, what does that look like in their life? If you can kind of get that sense from this, they've got the before and after your product or service. They're trying to show yourself and the customer, what is your life going to be like? How is it going to be different after you engage with me? So think about beforehand, what does a day in the life look like of someone who's thinking about getting remarried and they're scared, the feelings, right? They're scared, right. They're confused, they're hesitant, they're gun shy, they're whatever. What does the day look like? So that's the feelings of it. The day look like of they're not online because they don't want to, they don't trust online. They're not going to singles activities because they're afraid they're all like losers. They're scared to talk to men in the store because they're like, as soon as I talk to him, all he wants is blah, right? So go down that day in a life. They stay isolated. They focus on work. They focus on their families. They're not getting out as much. They're not taking a chance on activities. So think about, what does that day in the life look like? And that will help you to be able to know where and how to reach them. Because if they're more isolated, they're going to be on their phone. If they're not out at activities, then you're going to be able to do something. Well, I'll do an online summit or a master class. I don't know if that's really what, the general populace does, but I'm just saying for an example. But if you know what the day in the life looks like, then you can figure out where you can reach them and how you can insert yourself into that life and say, I can help you branch out. I can help you start trusting. I can help you get some tools.
Okay.
Wait, Connie, can you post that chart on WhatsApp?
Yes.
That is this little exercise. Oh, here it is, page 119.
It's actually in the, I was going to say,
I haven't read the whole book because here it is on 119. This was incredibly helpful. I never got to the after, but that's okay. If I have the before, I can figure out the after.
That's right. Because then that is
helpful. I'm
so glad this is about what now you're going to do to solve those things, because you better believe in those pain points that sometimes seem amorphous. Those pain points will become more specific. And you'll be able to say, do I want to focus on the feeling or what their life is going to look like before and after, or what kind of problems they have? Do I want to focus on that? And these are all potential social media posts or something you want to address in an opt-in. So again, I would go back to, now that once you get that written out, I would do your homework, research, look at studies and say, okay, what are the top blah, blah, blah things that these people are struggling with? And hang on one second.
Tina, what page did you said? You said 119 in what?
119
the story brand
in
book.
our
Oh,
book.
story. Okay,
Mhm.
got you.
Hang on.
Very, very powerful. This has been my problem, is remembering how bad it was, honestly. But this is very helpful.
You know what? And that's where
Specific
you can go
questions.
back. Sorry, that was my 12 o'clock that I was just texting. That's where you can go back and look if you can brave it. There's a journal that I still know that I cannot go back and read because it's just too soon. But you can go back and read some excerpts of your journal, or you can go back to your calendar and you can remember some of those days, and it will trigger those feelings. That it will remind you of those feelings. Like I look back now and I don't feel like any negative or like even hard things. I don't feel the feelings. And I think that's the Savior's atonement, which is just so fantastic. But I know if I go back and read, then I will remember those things. And I remember those specific experiences and how I felt. I just think the atonement is so beautiful because it just sort of buffers everything. Now that depends on your healing journey and how much it will buffer you or not. So trust yourself. If you're like, that is pulsing from the corner and I cannot get near it, then don't do that. But you can go back to some of those softer experiences and really remember what those feelings are. In Story Brand, he emphasizes the point of you're the guide and you need to assure them, I've been there. I've been where you are. And so I do get, even if it's not exact, I get what you're feeling. I get what's happening. And I've had those days and I lived that life. And now I'm here, X to Y. So I can share with you these tools and these tips that helped me get here. So if you're interested in walking this path and getting to here, I can guide you. And that's what you want to encourage in all that you do. I can guide you. I've guided other people. I can help you. I've been there. And here's the 3 tools that helped me. And here's my free opt-in. That here's these 3 tools that were the foundation, the first steps that I had to take in order to even make a step forward. These are the 3 things that helped me do that. People will want that. They will want, what's my next steps? I don't even know what to do from here. And don't be shy about sharing. I know people always say, well, I don't want to share my best stuff, or I don't know. And there is a line that you want to be careful of. Yes, you want to have that really core content in your program. But the reason why is because you want them to change. You want them to be able to digest it. You've got to give them the baby food first. And if you try to give them a steak, they're just going to be like, I can't even. So you would be kind of casting pearls before swine, kind of, but not, but that feeling of they're not ready for it. So again, our service staircase is always preparing that person for the next most transformational thing. And the most transformational thing might be just a social media post or a reel or something that they can handle right now. But you're going to keep growing them to that opt-in, to that newsletter content, to that value offer, to that one big thing. Not because you're trying to sell them on something, because you're trying to prepare them for the next thing that they can take in. And as they take it in and they change with it and they go, oh my gosh, I applied one of those tools, one of those tips that she gave me. They're going to be like, I want more. I know that she can help me. That's what we want. All right. So if you can, again, don't feel like you got to fill it out ad nauseum, but this is just to help you fill it out and you can find the gaps for yourself. And then you're welcome to Marco Polo me, especially where we're not having DTLC this week. Feel free to Marco Polo me and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So don't stress it, but just send it to me. And that way at some point we can connect with each other and I'd be happy to do it. Okay. Was this helpful in some way? No pressure. This is honesty. You can be like, meh. Good. Okay.
I
Go
was
ahead.
actually going to say that whole little chart thing we just did, even with people that have been in as long as I have, that was powerful for me to go back to that. I'm like, that might not be a bad thing to do in the DTLC with everybody, or I don't know. It just, that made me think more than anything else I've ever done. And I've thought about this a lot and stuff came up that I hadn't. So it was really powerful. It was good.
Same, very powerful.
It kind of unlocked a few things for me. I mean, I've got other things I stopped when I was talking to you, but I got a lot of things on this paper. So it unlocked more thoughts. And you know what, Connie, when you said sometimes it's, hard to kind of go back. It's like, I want everyone to all of a sudden be here because I feel so, I want you to be here, but I kind of have forgotten, how did I really, really get here? So that's where in some ways I've kind of, and I think some of it is the atonement and some of it is like, I really don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
But I know that that's why I'm here, is to share how I got here.
Yes. And it's as we relate to they become real to us and we connect with them and go, oh my gosh, I remember that feeling. And that's when you can start brainstorming in your story bank, that document that I encourage everyone to do, a story bank of the stories that come to mind. I had another couple of stories that came to mind this morning I completely forgot about. I was like, oh my gosh, those would be so good. So when those stories, you start doing this exercise, stories will start coming to mind. And then you'll be able to put those in that story bank and put them under those categories if you want. So that when you go back to it and go, oh, I need a story about how are they feeling? You can go back to, I remember being on the floor in the closet, not able to get up, right? And then, wow, what were the steps that got me out of that closet, got me out of bed, got me going to that thing and moving forward? And then when you're talking to people, you'll just be so authentic. When I was podcasting Chad, he was talking about speaking. He goes, yeah, there's speaking skills to learn for sure. But he said, what I have found is I just have a lot of those stories and principles that I have learned. And then I put them together and I tailor them for my audience. Can you imagine how enjoyable that is when he's talking to people and he's sharing these stories and the principles, and that it's not just like, and now slide number 642, right? So have this chart and then create that story, little ideas as they come. And then you're going to have this great combo of being able to do your social media and your opt-ins and having this to work from. Love it, ladies. Thank you so much. And again, mark me with any questions anytime, and have a beautiful, wonderful connecting Thanksgiving. Love you, ladies.
Thank you, Connie. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Happy Thanksgiving. Raylan, I'm
Yeah.
going to call you. I have something for you.
Okay.
Kelly, love you.